Today we got a Komatsu 51PX. The blade sensor is intermittent, meaning that it goes red once in a while and then goes green. And they haven't been able to find the issue. But we will find it. That is for sure. This is usually the area right here. Do you see where that cylinder comes up and rubs? Sometimes it catches that, pulls it. There's a rub down there. And then this right here vibrates sometimes and catches that cable up in there. I don't see it getting through that double braided hydraulic hose. We'll pop the floor out, we'll test that cable, test the sensor. Could just be a bad sensor going bad. But we'll check it out and troubleshoot it and fix it for him today. We're going to take the floor up because there's two connections down there that lead to the sensors. You got one that goes into the Y cable, and then one that goes to the blade, one that goes to the body. So I've seen those get filled up with dirt. Don't forget, when you take these off, put that bolt back in there before you go pushing dirt down in it. You see that dirt just falls down in there. It's the little things that save you the big headaches later on. Let's get that floor. Alright, floor's up. First glance, and look at all that fine dust, dirt. That has a funny way of getting into these connectors. Seen it plenty of times. But they're also loose, so you want to check for wear, rub marks. If it's rubbed through this is our cable right here, so it comes around and it actually connects. Man, where does that connect? Right here. So that is our blade. It only has 4 wires, or I mean our body, and our blade has 8 wires. So you also want to check out these wires, make sure they're not damaged. Pop that plug off, clean it out. Gonna need 2 hands on that. Well, so we don't have a dirt issue in there. They're clean. Very clean. So we'll just check the wires. They can, that little pin is just crimped on to these wires, and they can come apart. So I'll actually take this apart, check each crimp, and make sure it's not that. Alright, basically to take these apart, you just take a little pair of needle nose, pull that little orange or green insert out, and you use a little pair of flathead. There's a little prong, just pull it inwards and then pull the wire out. What I've noticed on this, you check them by bending them like this and then just giving them a little pull. What I noticed is this yellow one. It bends really easy at that crimp right there. It's quite possible that it's going bad. See how easy that bends right there? Shouldn't bend right there. Not like that. So what I'll do, yeah, man, that could be bad. I mean, that's just gonna pop off. It's just gonna pop right off. And that's bad. Okay, what I'll do is I'll actually do an ohms test. I'll go down and take the other end off the actual sensor, and I'll unzip tie this, pull this out, and I'll do a ohms test, a resistance test on each wire. They should be about the same. If one is bad, it'll have less or more, right? Alright, so I got the other end of the cable brought out to the sensor, and I have this one available, the connector, and we'll just test between we'll do a resistance test and see what the resistance is going to be. And we'll do up to 200 ohms. Okay. Alright, I just started with continuity so that I know where exactly these colored wires are in this plug. And those three right there have no continuity whatsoever. We have continuity on all these, but not these. And look, one of them is red. That's power. So I'll check them again, but there's a chance that we have a damaged cable. I absolutely have a damaged wires, 3 of them somewhere, that have no continuity whatsoever. I mean, that's 3 out of 8 wires that do not have continuity. So intermittent, maybe as the machine's going, it might be making contact somewhere. I suspect that might be the bad spot, but we got to take it all out now. Take the hose off, take it all out, put a new cable through it. Hopefully we can reuse that hose, because I don't have any more. So we'll see what we can do. Yeah, that should work. That's a 20-foot cable. Alright, and then we'll just have to go through all that heartache and pain of removing that cable from all under here, and you know, that dirt gets up in there and it really makes a havoc. There's so many P-clamps on this system too. Let's get started. Alright, so we got all those P-clamps undone, and I'm telling you, some of them were just so bad. They look like that. Hard time coming out, but we got it. So now basically all we need to do is straighten out this cable, and I just throw it over like this, get it nice and straight. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut this end off right here, and I'm gonna tape the new cable end right to that and just pull it right on through. That way I don't have to take that all out. I had to loosen it so that I can get it straight, but it'll follow the cable that's already in there. It'll pull right through up into the floor pan, and that's it. Yeah, let's just bolt it back down. So yep, something's wrong somewhere. Bless me. Because I cannot pull that cable out. That should come nice and easy. I've got the whole thing laying on the ground. It's not pulling through. It's bound up somewhere. Unless it's just packed full of dirt, which this side is. We'll beat it out. We'll just beat it. There we go. I got it to move. I had to put the cable in the vise and pull on the hose. Water's coming out, mud's coming out, dirt coming out. Alright, so now all we need to do is cut that one end, attach ours, and pull it through that hose. And then just stick it up on the machine and screw it down. Don't forget to tape up your end. Get dirt in it. Alright, I'll show you how I do this. Need a piece of string. The string's going to provide the stability. The tape would just rip off. Alright, skive off some of that insulated material, get the wires exposed, and you're just going to basically interlace those. I'll show you. Make 2 rabbit ears, and then fold everything back, because it's going to be going that way. So fold it back this way, and we're going to tape them all down, but then we're going to tie a piece of string here to there so that we can secure it. Now there you go. Put the string on it at each end. This actually only takes a couple minutes, and what you're going to do is just going to wrap tape all the way on it, nice and super tight, just like so. So now we should be able to just slide that right through the hose and draw our new cable in with it. So I got that the bad end there, and I'm just going to pull until that gets up to that spot, and then I'm going to straighten it out, and I'm just going to pull it right on through. Yeah, look at all that mud and dirt in there. I actually had to cut a couple spots off because it was just too jam-packed. I couldn't pull it through. It actually broke Actually broke the, look, that's a lot of dirt. It broke the string as I was pulling through. So, first time for everything. So, alright, we got it through. Now we can just push it through the rest or grab it with needle nose and pull it through. Look at that come out of this hose. I think I had a blockage. Let's see if we can. I might have to push it through a little more. There we go. There we go. Nice. Alright. So we're actually going to be lacking about 2.5 feet. So I'm going to just redo that. They had a little bit too much hose on there. Doesn't need that much, so I think we're good. That's saving the hose. I didn't have any other hose, and if I had new hose, I would have just put new hose on it, but we reused theirs. Well, okay, we got the hose back in place. Just need to put the 50,000 P-clamps in. As you see, there's plenty of hose to make this turn and still have it secure and not get damaged. They had it wrapped way over here and around there, and it could actually come up here just fine with no issues. So, yeah, let's button it back up. Yes, and do yourself a favor and actually clean off the threads before you put them back in, because you don't know. You could be back out here doing this again in a week. Make it easy on yourself. Yeah, I just want to say, dumb people put things together this way. And that could have been easily zip tied down, which I'm probably going to end up doing if I cannot get this bolt go back in. I mean, it was rusted pretty bad, and it does not want to go. I'm going to try a different bolt, longer one. Just stupid, you know what I mean, to do all that. To go through all that trouble to put a hose on. It just feels like it's not even threading down there. Spend more time dealing with this dumb crap than actually fixing the problem. Yep, there we go. That was just such a dumb idea. Whoever decided to use that bolt. I mean, the equipment's gonna get rusty and dirty and everything else throughout the years. I mean, just don't use that. You don't need to. Just zip tie it right there. That's all it needs. Good grief. Ugh. I feel very qualified in saying this, that this is probably one of the worst installs I have seen. It's almost like they had no thought in how they were going to replace this when the cable went bad. They just overkill. My gun is overheated. Overkill, and they just used all the wrong methods. That cable has to be easily replaceable. Easily, because that goes bad all the time. I mean, it's right out here in the open. It gets hit by things, you know what I mean? It's got protective covering on it, but you can only bash that so much before the wire snaps inside. Those wires are really thin. Just no thought behind that install whatsoever. Whoever did this, it's just garbage. All right, what a filthy, nasty job. And all these bolt holes were stripped, just like the floor bolt holes are stripped. So, yeah, nice work, whoever did it. Well, the way I would have installed this, basically, I would not have put the sensor on that side. I would have put it right over here. I would have ran it down here, right down here, into there, using these bolt holes down here, run it along the C-frame, up and under, and run it right down the side, away from the cylinder, because it gets scraped up in there, and then I would have popped up right back there. This is just junk. Not to mention, I mean, I am filthy, and that's just one simple cable. I haven't even gotten to wiring it up yet. It took me over an hour just to freaking put that cable in. That's what you get when you don't think about what you're doing. Just garbage, total garbage, whoever did that. Oh, finally got that cable and protective hose on. Just Just a bad design. Whoever thought this would be a good idea, putting it up here like this and running it up the side of this cylinder. Just bad idea. You see where the body goes in right there? That's the body sensor cable. That would have been a better plan. Run it straight through here, under, and straight over to that, and straight up. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even have put it on this side. I would have put it on the left side and ran it up. Totally avoid that area right there, because what happens, dirt, rocks, and everything else get wedged up in there, and it squashes that cable. Not to mention what a nightmare it is to have to pull out these bolts. You know, those things are rusted in there, and they don't thread back. They're all cross-threaded. Nice, huh? Alright, let's get this thing wired up. Whew, enough fun with that. So just crimp new Deutsch connectors on and put it back in its connector. Plug it up, give it a test. Alright, so time to test it. We got it connected back up. All we need to do is zip tie it down, throw the cover on. First we need to test. Come on, give me green. Might need to actually start it and initialize it. I'm thinking they need some updates. It's a little slow. Okay, good. We're green on sensors, waiting for satellites. We'll go in, check the values. Values look good. Again, you don't want these to move too much, too fast. And they have to make sense. Is that blade sitting at a negative 4.9%? It's negative that way, so possibly 4.9% is a lot, and I don't think so. I think it's a little off, but we'll check it. I'll throw the level on it and check it. See what kind of... Oh, they got the 4.8 update, so let's check auxiliary. Ah, there we go. 4.8. So green, green. Alright, so we just need to initialize the blade, put it back together, zip tie it, and test it. Now let's see if that's actually semi-correct. Yeah, I would say it is. Alright. Interesting. Just got a little bit of rubbing right here when you turn the blade, but that's not how I would install that, so unfortunately I had to put it back the way I found it. I don't have any hose, or else I would have ran a new one someplace else. Well, system's actually working. This one can go back to work.